Thomas Jefferson was the first president to talk about the importance of individual health. Franklin Roosevelt hoped that health security would be the other half of the Social Security system, but political realities forced President Roosevelt to discard that dream, and the result, as we know, has been ongoing insecurity for millions of hardworking Americans. When Harry Truman campaigned for a comprehensive health program in 1945, he told Congress, and I quote, "Millions of our citizens do not now have a full measure of opportunity to achieve and enjoy good health. Millions do not now have protection or security against the economic effects of sickness." But President Truman's pleas for health security fell victim to the politics of the day and scares about socialized medicine.
The consensus in this country, because the real problem is going to be taking on those insurance companies, because they're going to be the ones. You're going to have Harry and Louise. Remember those ads with Harry and Louise out there saying this is awful what the Democrats are proposing. And so the second thing is you got to provide for. I think everyone should essentially be able to be, from age 1 on, essentially have the same kind of coverage you have in Medicare. It should be just universal across the board. We can afford to do that.
I know young people. I just had a young man paint my house. He did a beautiful job. He has no health care.
None.
He's 42 years old, and he says, it cost me
$500
a month. He said, there's no way.
He can't afford it.
And so the challenge is, how do we get the federal government to take care of its business? I happen to be a proponent of a single-payer universal health care plan. No reason why the United States of America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world, spending 14% of its gross national product on health care, cannot provide basic health insurance to everybody. And that's what Jim's talking about when he says everybody in, nobody out.
Right now, Obamacare is failing. We have a failing health care. I shouldn't say this to our great gentleman and my friend from Australia, because you have better health care than we do. But we're going to have great health care very soon.
Time and time again, you hear one thing in speeches, and then you see a campaign that has the worst kind of tactics, reminiscent of the same sort of Republican attacks on Democrats. Well, I am here to say that it is not only wrong, but it is undermining core democratic principles. Since when do Democrats attack one another on universal health care? I thought we were trying to realize Harry Truman's dream. I thought this campaign finally gave us an opportunity to put together a coalition to achieve universal health care. That's what Senator Edwards and I fought for and talked about throughout the campaign. Just because Senator Obama chose not to present a universal health care plan does not give him the right to attack me because I did.
Are you signed up for Obamacare?
No, I haven't signed up. I haven't. I decided I think I'm going to pass.
Yeah. But what?
I want something that works.
But what would be wrong with a medical system that does treat people reasonably at a cost? Medical expenses are crazy.
I agree. I agree, and I fully subscribe to the fact that we have to take care of the people. But there are much better systems. The people that had good plans are losing those plans, and they have deductibles that are through the roof. They can't have their own doctor. They can't have their own plan anymore. That was not the way it was sold. It was sold much differently than that, and people are being really badly hurt. And it doesn't really kick in until 16, and it's going to have a devastating effect on the economy. You can have a better plan for less.
I don't know enough about it to say that's not true, but I think that's not true.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to see. I would like to see a plan. I would like to see a plan that could be better and cost less for the people. And you can do that.
I've told this story many times. I have traveled to other countries, and while in the other country, I have injured myself. And I have had to go to a hospital or to a clinic and had myself taken care of.
Right.
And in one case, it was, I had an arm reattached. And at the end of the procedure, they said, here, they wrote me up, they said, go to the, it was like $12.
Yeah.
$12.
No, it's true.
So now, what would be wrong with that?
I had an instance in Scotland where a friend of mine was in Scotland recently. He got very, very sick. They took him by ambulance. He was there for 4 days. He was really in trouble. And they released him, and he said, where do I pay? They said, there's no charge. And not only that, he said it was like great doctors, great care.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have a great system in this country if we had
people afraid of socialism? Is that
well,
what
they're
worried
afraid of a
about?
lot of things. I mean, I think they're afraid of a lot of things, but mostly it's incompetence.